In Moscow, scientists and activists rallied in front of the State Duma to protest against planned reforms to the Russian Academy of Sciences. The Duma is now considering legislation that would place the Academy under the control of a special federal agency. Scientists fear that the reforms would mean losing independent control of their research institutions. Also in Moscow, the largest Armenian church outside of Armenia was consecrated in a ceremony led by Catholicos Karekin II, the head of the Armenian Apostolic Church. Armenian President Serge Sarkisyan attended the ceremony. The church was built with donations by a number of wealthy ethnic Armenians in Russia. In Tajikistan, 3 political parties named their candidates for the November 6th presidential elections. The Islamic Renaissance Party voted in favor of rights activist and lawyer Oynihol Bobanazarova, who is standing as a joint candidate for a coalition of opposition parties. Bobanazarova is the first woman to run for president in Tajikistan. Serbian officials have appointed Dominique Strauss-Kahn, the former head of the International Monetary Fund, as a top economic advisor. Deputy Prime Minister Aleksandar Vučić introduced Strauss-Kahn to the public at a press conference in Belgrade. Strauss-Kahn resigned as head of the IMF following his 2011 arrest in New York on sexual assault charges. The charges were later dropped. In Kosovo, the Organization for Security and Cooperation in Europe held an interfaith conference aimed at promoting religious tolerance. Muslim, Jewish, Protestant, Catholic, and Orthodox religious leaders met to discuss ways to improve mutual understanding and how to preserve their community's religious heritage and property rights. In Kazakhstan, activists of the unregistered organization For Fairness rallied in front of the Almaty City Court to protest against corruption in the judicial system. They read an open letter to President Nursultan Nazarbayev demanding the resignation of 2 top judicial officials. The activists said that the construction work that started during the protest was an attempt by city officials to drown out their voices. In the Russian Republic of Tatarstan, 5 activists are on hunger strike to protest against the planned auction of their organization's building, the Tatar Public Center. The building in Kazan provides space for youth organizations and for advocates for the Tatar language and culture. The hunger strikers say the city's plan to sell the building is a politically motivated move against their pro-Tatar group. In Kyiv and other cities in Ukraine, people held candlelight vigils in honor of Georgy Gangadze and other slain journalists. Gangadze, an investigative reporter, was murdered 13 years ago. Participants in the vigil demanded that officials suspected of involvement in Gangadze's death be brought to justice. And that is the News Roundup from Radio Free Europe, Radio Liberty.